step number seven. Step number seven. If there are any repairs after the buyer have completed their inspections, their appraisals, their title review, stuff like that, if any repairs did come up that they were not expecting in the price range and in how we set up the sale, like let's say they did a sewer scope, turns out there's like a 20-foot section of the pipe from the kitchen to the bathroom that needs replaced. It's just clogged. The person that's selling the house never ever put the oil in the little red cup with the napkin, and they always just pour it straight down the kitchen drain. Well, that pipe's going to need replaced. You don't want to have to deal with it because you might have to go through 3 plumbers or 1 plumber 3 times, never call them again, and hire one good plumber to fix it right the first time. You don't want that headache of cleaning out a kitchen pipe. Or let's say the roof it was within a recent hailstorm. It did have a recent hailstorm hit it hard, and it does need replaced. And the seller thought that they didn't need to call the insurance company, even though there was a hailstorm. You know, something came up, something big that they weren't expecting, or something like when the appraiser or when the home inspector crawled under the house. You know, there were a couple boards that weren't connected to the main structure, the main, what is that called? The main beam down the middle of the house. Something big, electrical, plumbing, heat and air, something. Well, they're going to turn in a TRR form asking for that to be repaired. And what you got to ask yourself as a seller, when they turn in that TRR, what you have to ask yourself as a seller is the reason I'm selling this home more valuable than the cost of that repair? That's the basic question as a seller that you got to ask yourself. Is the value, is the utility that I get from paying to fix this repair, or giving the buyer credit? You could offer the buyer $2,000 credit to repair the plumbing on their own after they buy the house. Yeah, everything's negotiable right now. Everything's negotiable. But they turn in that TRR that typically says, I still want to buy your house so long as you fix X, maybe XY, maybe XYZ. You know, they turn in that TRR form. And you have to ask yourself, is the cost of that repair low enough that I just want to do it and still sell my house and move to Florida? Still sell my house, get rid of this big house that has a second story that I never use, that I'm paying $3,000 in real estate taxes more than I want to. Is the cost of that repair less expensive than dealing with this house to try to find another buyer? Who's gonna want the same repair done? That's what you got to ask yourself when it comes to that TRR. Does that make sense? Now, if they turn in a TRR and they're like, the bathroom door doesn't latch all the way and I want you to fix it. I mean, you and I can schedule time to move that door latch. I've got the chisel. Well, actually I've got an electric tool that like fixes that, because it's way easier for me to help a seller fix that than tell a buyer, no, we're not going to make the bathroom door shut. My team and I, we help out with repairs when they're super simple, easy, and the seller's like, oh yeah, if you can help out, please help me out. We absolutely do that. But, you know, extreme examples, new roof compared to door latching. You got to ask yourself as a seller, do I want to fix this, still sell my home, still get to Florida, still sell my home, get rid of these overly expensive real estate taxes, downsize, get closer to my favorite gym, get closer to my favorite library, etc., etc. So when it comes to TRRs and repair items, that's what you're asking yourself as a seller. If it's a cloud on title, because step number seven in the 8 steps to stress-free sell, when it comes to clouds on title, we just got to clear them. We got to clear them. Whatever the title company's attorney says needs done, we got to start working through there and getting it done. If that's hiring an attorney and getting the attorney to send some sort of credit card company, some sort of letter that says, hey, you got the wrong guy. You need to get this lien off my seller's house, off my client's house. You know, if it's something as simple as doing that, getting a cloud cleared on title that way, or if it's something that we have to go back to the last seller because their husband, who they never said they were married to, didn't sign off on the deed, and try to get them to sign off on it. That's something we've got to do. We got to go back and make that happen with the last seller. Whatever those clouds on title are, we've got to clear those clouds for the title company to give the buyer marketable title. So if it's a cloud on title, we just got to work our way through it. Those are two examples. The credit card company putting a lien on a house that's not supposed to be there, or a previous seller's husband who they never disclosed they were married about. They need to sign off on that deed that sold it to this seller, etc., etc. Things like that. The third part of step number 7, 8 steps to selling your home, is appraisal conditions. So if it's an appraisal condition that's not too absurd, then we absolutely need to fix it. If it's something like a handrail needs to be put up on the front porch, man, I haven't seen that one in a long time. Knock on wood, I don't see it again lately. But if there's a handrail that needs to be installed on the front porch, then we need to install that handrail on the front porch. That's usually 3 boards and that's usually one long 2x4 that we cut in 4 pieces. You got the 3 boards on the steps and you got the board on top. There's your handrail. It sounds simple. It's a lot simpler than it sounds. We still got to anchor those 2x4s to the steps, and we still got to secure it all so it doesn't wobble too much, and the appraiser comes back and goes, okay, yeah, there's a handrail there now. Or if it, here it is. Here's another good example of an appraisal condition. The windows need caulked. Yeah, the windows need caulked. So that's you going down to the hardware store, getting a caulking gun, getting a couple tubes of caulking and caulking the outside windows, and then taking your thumb and rubbing it through the caulk so it looks nice and smooth. That sometimes you have to scrape off the old caulk though, scrape off all the old caulk around the window, use your thumb, scrape it all off, get a roll of toilet papers, wipe off your thumb, wipe off the caulking off your thumb, and then you've got your caulking done around the window. So that's another example of an appraisal condition that you might have to what is it called? Rectify, complete. You might have to complete that to be able to get the loan on the house. So things like that could come up on appraisal conditions. Handrails, caulking around windows, scraping and repainting paint where there's exposed wood, etc., etc. But to know in your mind when you're going into the sell this property that you might have TRR items, you might have clouds on title, you might have some appraisal conditions that need to be cleared for you to be able, for the buyer to be able to get their loan and purchase the house. You knowing that information up front is why we discuss in detail step number 7 on this video, so that the more you know, the easier the game is. The more chess moves you know, the more people you can beat at chess. The more football plays you know, the more touchdowns you can make. The more basketball drills you practice, the more goals you can make in basketball. So knowing these steps, knowing how to overcome objections, overcome TRR items, overcome clouds on title, overcome appraisal conditions is going to set you up for success as a seller. Guys, I really appreciate you watching this video so far. If you're still with me, step number 8 is going to just set you up for the easiest closing possible. It's going to make closing day great for the buyer, and then which, if it's great for the buyer, it's great for you, the seller, because they sign quicker and you get your check quicker. But before we get into step number 8, if you've ever thought about a career in real estate, if you've ever thought, hey, maybe I could work with Josh and I could sell, 3-4 houses a year, or if you're a producing agent and you're like, hey, Josh is kind of a cool guy, even though he's over 40, bald, and needs to lose a couple pounds, he's a cool guy and I might want to work with him. Guys, eXp is the Amazon of real estate brokerages. It is absolutely set up for agent success. It's set up with the tools, the technology, the training that you've been looking for as a new agent, as a seasoned agent, as a team leader, as a broker owner. The company eXp takes care of all the brokerage operations for you and literally pays you to be there because of what's called revenue share. You're literally getting paid for introducing more people to the tools, the system, technology, and training that eXp Realty has to offer. And they get to work with great agents, great brokers, and great team leaders like you at eXp Realty, building your bond, expanding your team. Guys, if you've ever thought about a career in real estate, or if you're already in real estate and you're looking at other options, absolutely reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you about how eXp Realty is obsessed with agent success. what questions do you guys have? Did you put any of the questions down in the comments below, or did you come up with a list of questions that you want to email my team and I so we could take a look at it for you? Let us know. That's what we're here for. We help people over the last 18 years. I know, I don't want to say it out loud. 18 years, that's a long time. Sell their properties, sell their land, sell their homes. That's what we do. That's how we earn money. But we'd love to help you. I'm making sure I don't step in any mud right here. We'd love to help you with the sale of your property. And if you'd like to just call, get a feel for us, see if it's a good fit, absolutely do that. By calling us, you're not locking anything in. We're just doing a listing consultation. We'd love to preview your house, talk more about your house, and see if the direction of selling your home and the numbers make sense for you. And if they do, you can hire us. We'll get to work helping you sell your home or land. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and if you've got a spouse, a significant other, or you know someone at church or someone at work who's thinking about selling their home and they would find value from this video too, absolutely, please share it with them. Please share it with them. All right, guys, this video that's popping up right here, that video, that's another good video that you might want to check out. And then this playlist, that playlist right there, that playlist, that's another good playlist that the algorithm thinks you might want to check out. All right, guys, if you got my postcard, I'm so happy that you got a chance to watch this video. If you've just stumbled across this video because you're thinking about selling your home and you want to know how, I'm so happy to be able to chat with you about selling your home on this video. See you guys on the next one. Man, that sun is killer.